Boy, what a day it's been, or last, 24 hours is concerning racism in America and sports. And as you know already, Donald Sterling, who was the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, was banned from the league for life. So that was a great thing as far as for the NBA, because they didn't know what was going to happen. Jesse Jackson was there. They didn't know if Earl Sharpton was going to show up and start demonstrating. So they had to do something. So congratulations also for the commissioner. So he took a stand, and maybe we can move on and play basketball. So the NBA was in a fight for their lives yesterday. But joining me also to talk about fighting, especially when it comes to boxing, is four-time runner-up Golden Gloves, 114 pounds, is Jordan Rodriguez in the Golden Gloves. Welcome, Jordan.
How you doing?
He also fights out of Cops and Kids, Atlas Cops and Kids Club, right? Boxing club.
Yeah.
Also joining me is Earl Newman, two-time 200-pound, two-time champion.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Earl Newman, Daily News Golden Glove champ. Also, welcome, gentlemen.
How you doing?
First, I want to talk to you about your opinion as far as concerning what happened yesterday.
In my opinion, for what happened yesterday, in terms of David Sterling, I feel like, it serves him right, even if it's like, off record and, he was kind of like, it was in the privacy of his own home, you still never want to say anything like that. And just the mentality to have that in terms of players that, players that play for you, that they get injured for you, is never good. Like, it's like a form of slavery in a way.
All right. What's your opinion about Donald Sterling?
I feel the same way. I mean, it's bad that he had a track record, so I felt like the NBA had to respond, and they did it swiftly. So I'm all for it.
Knockout blow?
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of knockout blows, also, I read in USA Today that Floyd Mayweather is interested in buying the Los Angeles Clippers.
So am I. I think it would be a great power move. I mean, Floyd is at the point where he just seems like a goal. As far as boxers, it's I want to be Floyd.
Yeah,
So
like, everyone wants to reach that level, and he set a really high bar, but like he kind of gave like a blueprint of how to reach that level of success. So, in a way, he's giving back to the community and the boxing community and the youngsters and everything. So
despite the problems, symptom problems.
Yeah, despite everything, but it's still you can still see the positivity throughout everything. If he gets the Clippers, that would be the greatest power move ever. Like he'll be one of the greatest athletes in
one
history.
thing, Donald Sterling is not going to go down without a fight. So there may be a long, long battle in the courtroom. All right, speaking of boxing, what you guys do, and you had pretty successful amateur careers concerning Golden Gloves here, and also fighting around the country. How do you assess your career? Because in terms of Golden Gloves, right? You're a four-time runner-up in the finals.
Yeah.
That means you just never got the Golden Glove.
Got to the water, never got to drink it.
And how do you feel about that also moving forward at going into the pros? Because you're going to turn pro sometime over the next couple of months.
Yeah. I feel great, though. I mean, top 10 in the nation. The Golden Gloves, it's really recognized as a biggest tournament in New York, as far because it's followed by the Daily News.
It's one of the biggest in the country too.
Yeah, definitely. But the most prestigious, I believe, is the Metros, because as far as boxing, you get ranked, and I've won that three-time champion. Been to regionals, nationals, so I just never got to win the Golden Glove. But otherwise, I'm happy with my amateur career.
And also, how do you look at it over? How much have you improved personally? And also in the ring since you started boxing, both of you.
Oh, you want to go first?
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Tremendously, especially since I've made the move. Now I'm with the Atlas Cop Kid Camp and Coach Sosa. He's brought out the best in me, and it's a learning process, and the sky's the limit.
What about yourself, Earl?
With boxing, it just like, for me, it's like therapy. It just like puts a balance in my life throughout everything. And I'm just happy for the fact that, the Cops and Kids Foundation opened up and given us the opportunity to, broadcast our talents. They help put kids through school, whatever, And I'm just happy. And, just want to put one more thing out there.
Go ahead.
The backbone behind the Cops and Kids Foundation, his name is Pat Russo. Today's his birthday, so we just want to tell Pat Russo happy birthday, Because without all of this, he's been doing this for decades. Helping pros, people who's pros now, Gabriel Bracero, like, he's going to probably fight for a world title soon, So Pat Russo has been, like, a big part behind the Cops and Kids Foundation.
Making the transition now, you guys are getting ready to turn pros. How are you mentally changing your, also physically, your training regimen? How are you guys going all about that? Because now you got to talk to promoters. So you're talking maybe perhaps Lou DiBella. Are you talking to Lou DiBella?
Some things in the works.
Are you talking to Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy?
Yeah.
Or are you talking to Don King?
No.
Don, I think it's time. He did great things in the past, but like, I'm gonna kind of.
You're not gonna deal with that. You're not gonna touch that.
We ain't going that way.
Don wasn't that bad. A lot of people became millionaires off of Don King.
Yeah, we're not gonna go down that road.
All right. So, when do you think you'll have your first fight? Anyway, professional fight.
I'm hoping during the summer, fall, the latest. We're gonna shoot for that. I just can't wait to see Earl turn pro, though. I'm a fan.
Likewise, by summer, I would love to have my debut. I can't stay at the ring too long.
All right. Big fight taking place this weekend. Brooklyn's own Lou Collazo, he's fighting. He's fighting Amir Khan in Las Vegas on the undercard of the Mayweather fight.
Yeah, the co-main event. The co-main event.
Yeah, co-main event. What is your take on that?
I'm a Brooklyn boy. I gotta go with Brooklyn. Like Luis Collazo, he's a really slick, crafty guy, and he just been off the scene a little bit because he's like a very dangerous fighter with it's like a low risk, Like you won't really get paid with him, but he's like, he'll make you look bad. He knows how to adjust his styles, and I'm happy that he has the opportunity to showcase this on a pay-per-view event, and I'm really hoping that he takes on your.
Because his last fight was against Victor Ortiz, January 30th at the Barclays Center.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of people thought he would win, but not in that fashion.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Yeah, that surprised everybody. I think he's gonna surprise the world this Saturday too.
He beats Amir Khan. Let's say he wins. Is Mayweather next?
Well, that would be Floyd's choice, but he's definitely in the running. Definitely.
Especially depending on how he beats Amir Khan. If he knocks him out, like that would just catapult him to stardom right there, And it just depends on how he beats him, if he beats him, But other than that, I have real good faith that Luis Collazo will beat the brakes off of Amir Khan.
All right. This other fight, Mayweather's fighting also. He's going to fight Madonna, who also beat down Bronner. Matter of fact, he beat down Bronner so bad, they had to carry him back to the ring.
He beat down a lot of people.
Carry him to the locker room, carry him out.
Marcos Maidana, you can never count him out because with boxing, one punch can change the fight at any point in time. And he has power on both hands, and he just got the will to win, But just hopefully, Floyd could, slither his way out beautifully again in the boxing clinic.
When you look at your careers, when you fight amateur, fighting pro, what have you been told some of the differences as you proceed down the professional ranks and become a prize fighter?
Well, as far as I go, I've always been told that my style fit the pro rankings more because the amateurs is more pity-pat. It's all fast-paced. I like to take my time. So I think fighting-wise, I'll transition great. We just have to get the business aspect down pat.
And it's a business.
Yeah.
Now, what have you learned about the business so far of it? Because it's all about the money right now.
It's going to be about the money.
And how much money does a fighter on his first fight on the average?
That depends.
It really depends. It depends on who's backing you. Sometimes people have to sell amount of tickets. It just really depends. You can never really say, but roughly, sometimes you might make between maybe 1,000 to 2,000.
Tell us about this also real quick. This hat.
Oh, this hat. Basically, in our gym, there's a lot of talent in our gym, and our coach's name is Aureliano Sosa. So we call ourselves the Sosa Crew, and now he's going to make this a brand. It's the Sosa Crew for life, SCFL.
So you'll wear that on the back of your robes when you go to the ring. The whole get up, right?
It's hashtagged on Twitter and everything already.
Right. Also, you're gonna have your own music. You have your own entrance music too.
Oh yeah,
his son.
Our coach's son, Julian Sosa, he's a rapper. He also boxes, so he's gonna be doing the music for everything. It's a movement right now.
I know. It's all about
Coming
the
to
show,
take over the world.
Right, take over the world, right? Showtime, right, fellas?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, good luck in your pro careers, and we will stay in touch and continue to follow you guys.
I thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Thank you. All right. Up next, we take a virtual walking tour of Brooklyn's public art, talking about giant murals and graffiti and other works or art you'll see on our streets. We'll also meet Kobe Kennedy, who in this video tells us about how and why he's turning street signs into machetes. Whoa.